Did Honda just throw a wrench into the entire electric vehicle industry with an engine? Yep, not a battery, not a motor, not some new self-driving software update. An actual engine that might just flip the EV world upside down. Look, I know what you're thinking. Honda? The guys who make lawnmowers and reliable dad sedans. Yeah, those guys. But what they're doing right now, it's bold, it's unexpected, and honestly, it's kind of genius. So here's the deal. While the rest of the auto world is going full speed into batteries, Honda's like, cool story, Elon, but we're doing our own thing. And that thing is a brand new hydrogen engine that could potentially outpace EVs in all the areas they still suck at. Charging speed, range, cost, grid pressure, you name it. Now, I know hydrogen's been hyped before. It's like that one underdog character in a movie who keeps getting kicked, but always comes back with a training montage. But this time, it feels different. Because Honda isn't just talking, they're building. And the first monster out of lab? A hydrogen-powered CR-V SUV that might just crush Tesla in real-world usability. So stay with me, because the story goes from interesting to holy sh*T real fast. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how this engine works, why it matters, and how it could force the EV industry to completely rethink everything. All right, let's break it down. First off, how do we even get here? Why is Honda doing this? Well, you've got to understand something about Honda. This isn't just a car company. This is an engine company. It's in their DNA. Back in the day, Soichiro Honda, yeah, the founder, was literally welding engine parts together by hand in post-war Japan. While other automakers were building frames and designs, Honda was like, let's make engines that absolutely slap. And for decades, they did. From motorcycles to F1 to generators to jets. Yep, Honda literally makes jet engines. Wild, right? So while everyone else is trying to delete engines from the future, Honda's like, nah, we're just going to reprogram them. Enter hydrogen. Now, let's pause for a second. Because if you're not familiar with hydrogen tech, here's the super quick version. Instead of using a lithium-ion battery to store energy, hydrogen vehicles create electricity on demand using a fuel cell. You fill it up with hydrogen gas, and bam, it reacts with oxygen to make power. The only emission? Water vapor. That's it. Now you're probably like, okay, cool, but isn't that old news? Didn't Toyota already try that? Yep, the Mirai. And Honda, too, with the Clarity fuel cell back in 2015. Spoiler, both kind of flopped. Not because the tech sucked, but because the world just wasn't ready. Infrastructure was trash, hydrogen stations were like unicorns, and EV hype was hitting overdrive. But now, it's 2025. A lot has changed. Hydrogen stations are popping up all over California, Germany, Japan, and even parts of Canada. Battery prices are still high. The electric grid is stressed. Charging an EV still takes 30 to 60 minutes, unless you got access to a Tesla supercharger, which, let's be real, not everyone does. And this is where Honda's new engine just shines. This thing isn't a fuel cell like in the old Clarity. It's a full-on hydrogen combustion engine. It works kind of like a traditional gas engine, but instead of burning gasoline, it burns hydrogen. Same muscle, zero carbon emissions. All you get is power and water. And here's the kicker. Refueling takes about 3 to 5 minutes. That's faster than grabbing a coffee. Range? Over 400 miles on a single tank. That's better than most EVs today, including the Tesla Model Y, which tops out around 330. Maintenance? Lower than a traditional car, and way simpler than a battery EV. No huge battery pack to worry about, no rare earth metals, no range anxiety, no waiting an hour at a mall parking lot to get to 80%. Oh, and the new hydrogen CR-V isn't just a science experiment. It's built on Honda's best-selling SUV platform. Translation: it looks and feels like a normal car. No weird spaceship vibes. No, look at me, I'm saving the planet. Just a clean, rugged, functional SUV that happens to run on hydrogen. Honestly, this is the kind of move that makes you go, why isn't everyone doing this? And that's exactly the point. Honda's playing the long game. Instead of jumping on the EV hype train and trying to beat Tesla at its own game, they're building an entirely new lane, a lane where charging isn't a bottleneck, where range isn't limited, where you don't need a $60,000 sticker price to get futuristic tech. And the even crazier part? They're not doing it alone. Honda's partnering with General Motors, yeah, that GM, to co-develop the next generation of hydrogen systems. These guys have been working together since 2013, and now they're finally rolling out production-ready vehicles. Not concept cars, not press releases, actual vehicles. And they're not stopping at passenger cars either. We're talking trucks, delivery vans, buses, even backup generators for homes and businesses, all running on hydrogen, all designed to replace dirty diesel, not just compete with clean electric. So let's zoom out for a second and ask the big question. Could this actually dethrone EVs? Well, maybe not totally. Let's be real. EVs are still crushing it. Tesla is shipping millions of vehicles a year. China's BYD is pumping out affordable electric cars like it's nothing. Ford, GM, Hyundai, they're all in. EVs aren't going anywhere. But, and this is a big but, battery EVs still have some major problems. One, they rely heavily on lithium, cobalt, and nickel. Mining these is expensive, dirty, and geopolitically complicated. There's only so much of it, and demand is skyrocketing. Two, charging infrastructure is uneven. In big cities, sure, it's decent, but in rural areas or cold climates, not so much. Three, charging times are still annoying. Even with fast chargers, you're waiting around. And if you forget to plug in overnight, good luck making it to work. 4, the grid. Every time you charge your EV, you're putting more stress on a grid that's already maxed out. As more people go electric, blackouts and grid failures become very real risks. And this is where hydrogen has a huge advantage. Hydrogen can be produced locally using renewable energy. It can be stored, transported. It doesn't overload the grid. It doesn't rely on rare earth materials. And it can refuel vehicles in minutes, not hours. So while EVs are great for some use cases, hydrogen might be better for others, especially for long-distance driving, commercial vehicles, or places where infrastructure is limited. And that's exactly the bet Honda's making. Not a one-size-fits-all future, but a diversified one. One where clean engines come in multiple flavors, battery, hydrogen, maybe even biofuels or ammonia down the line. Would you actually drive a hydrogen-powered car if it meant no more range anxiety and 5-minute refuels? Let me know in the comments. I seriously want to hear where you stand on this. Because, honestly, the timing couldn't be better. People are getting tired of EV drama. Fires, recalls, exploding prices, charger fights. It's messy. And Honda's stepping in with an option that feels familiar, but smarter. Plus, this isn't just a Honda thing anymore. Nissan, Toyota, Mazda, Subaru, they're all jumping in on hydrogen. Yamaha is working on hydrogen engines for motorcycles. Even European brands are watching this space closely. Like, if hydrogen suddenly works, it's going to be the biggest plot twist in automotive history. We're talking Game of Thrones level twist. The wait they killed off EVs kind of moment. All right, let's land the plane here. What Honda is doing right now isn't just some quirky science project. It's a legitimate shot at building a cleaner, faster, more practical engine for the next generation. And if they pull it off, it could reshape the whole car industry. Forget range anxiety. Forget charging stations. Forget waiting around for your app to update before your car turns on. Hydrogen engines could bring back everything we love about gas cars: power, speed, simplicity, without the emissions. It's a crazy idea, but it just might work. If you're as hyped about this as I am, hit that like button and drop a automobile dashing away emoji in the comments so I know you're a real one. And hey, if you had to choose right now, Tesla Model Y or Honda Hydrogen CR-V, which one are you picking? Sound off below. Don't forget to subscribe if you want more real talk on EVs, AI, and tech that's changing the world. Not just headlines, but actual stuff that matters. And if you want to go deeper into this, check out the video on the left. It'll blow your mind. Catch you in the next one.